Hey guys, welcome back here today. We're at the range. We're going to talk about briefly some pocket guns. So I don't know what the deal with pocket guns are on how people. One, your pocket gun should not be considered your primary go-to gun or your primary carry gun. Because usually if you're running a pocket that big, most general pockets are going to be pretty small, which means you're probably running a pretty small gun, either an insufficient caliber, shitty sight, shitty gun, less reliable if it's an auto pistol, blah 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 blah. So consider most pocket guns to be like a backup gun. You guys seen a couple of reviews on the LCR, or LCPs, the LCRs, the P3ATs, things like that. General rule of thumb, I've already mentioned this, but the smaller an auto pistol gets, the less reliable it becomes, especially if it's more complex, more complicated mechanism and handling, such as a 1911. Like short 1911s for the most part just don't run. That's just a generalization. They might find one or two that actually fairly reliable, but the wear on them is horrible. Like you got to change out those recoil springs every 1,000 rounds. Several brands of pocket guns I've tried that have been pretty reliable. Of course, this is probably on the big extreme end on size. It's the Glock 43 and the 42. I don't own a 42 because it's a 380. Why would I pay $400 for a 380? That's asinine. Anyways, digressing. This is probably on the extreme end on pocket size. As a clear example right here, like just sticking it into this regular old non-tactical pocket right here. It'll actually fit decently up in the pocket, right? With a flush magazine. This is it with a flush magazine, right? If you put it in the pocket holster, it does kind of disappear in there. It's not so bad. So deal is like this is probably the smallest one I would ever consider for pocket carry right here, which is a Ruger LCP. That being said, I wouldn't recommend it because one, it's a Ruger LCP. The second one, it's a 380. But if you had to carry a backup gun or a throw piece, wait, did I say throw piece? I guess if you're a police officer, you should carry a throw piece. I don't know. I'm not a cop. Anyways, digressing. I just wouldn't recommend pieces of shit like this. Why? Because one, it's a Ruger LCP, and two, it's a 380. So about the only thing it's got going for it, I guess, is cost. They're cheap, about $200. But you know, and the second one I would go for is size. But again, comparing these sizes, that's an LCP compared to a Glock 43, and of course there is a significant size difference there. And every little bit helps. Does. I mean, that's kind of true, especially when you're shoving guns in your pockets and shit, or things in other orifices. Eggs. So that's from an auto pistol standpoint. Another auto pistol kind of already mentioned for older folks. My older folks video is a Tomcat 22, but it is actually kind of big and bulky, but it's about comparable in size to an LCP. Problem is it's in 22 and the largest caliber they make is a 32. Would I ever recommend this? Not unless it's extreme cases, like you can't shoot any other gun. So anyways, that gives you an idea on size. Another one that's pretty popular, the NAA revolvers, like 5-shot open cylinders, you got thumb cocked every time. That's probably the stupidest bullshit, motherfucking, most expensive piece of shit you could ever buy, because I would rather have this. You see what that is? It's an Emerson Kershaw knife, $10, and I'd rather use that than some piece of shit NAA bullshit gun like that. You're not armed for carrying that, jackasses. Anyways, moving on. Other guns that are options for you, and what I would go toward is actually, by the time you're approaching sizes like this to shove in your pocket, I'm a little bit more old school, and I'd rather shove one of these in my pocket. Just an old school Smith & Wesson J-frame. This is a 642. Most of y'all have seen this. I've had this one for about 10 years now. Got hundreds of rounds through it, if not a couple of thousand. Haven't changed anything except for the grips. Took some advice from my buddy Dr. House, the revolver guy that I know about, besides Tom Givens and Ayub. But check out his website, by the way, revolverscience.com. A lot of good stuff on there. Anyways, put some Crimson Trace grips on there. Good stuff. New upcomer is this Ruger LCR. This one's a 9mm. Don't actually recommend a 9mm, and you can watch the other videos to find out why. In the LCR, but it's an easy fun thing to kind of mess with. But that's what I would go with. Why? Because revolvers, all you got to do is keep them clean. You keep the lint, the dirt, the mud, and all that other shit out, and they'll usually work pretty well. They don't have the cycling issues, obviously, that a auto pistol can have as they get smaller and smaller. And you can get short grips with that J-frame. It'll fit in just about any pocket out there, including most men's jeans. Ankle rigs, they're very light, talking about 14, 15 ounces. So that's what I would go with. All right, so we're going to shoot these guns. Fucking... Here's my clipozines. Got my clips. Alright, Glock 43. It's a 6-round plus 1. Eyes and ears.
Eyes and ears.
Right. Lemonades. 6 rounds goes fast. Alright, next. Alright, next gun is this Ruger LCR 9mm. Again, don't really recommend the 9mm. You can see why. I'll explain why in a different video. But 38 Special plus Speed 38 Special, they're very legit guns. 22 for plinking. Check it out. Alright, on the LCR, one big problem that you have if you're not running moon clips is the star extractor obviously will not work. Alright, so kind of note that. You have to get a pin or a rod and punch those empty casings out. What else do I have? The J-frame. Come on, everyone's seen me shoot a J-frame before. Oh, too bad, no 38 Special. Okay, so we're not going to be shooting a J-frame because I ain't shooting my carry ammo. But easy to shoot. Next, Ruger LCP. We'll shoot a couple of rounds out of that gun. Alright, again, warning, just make sure for you guys who do high thumbs and things like that, make sure that you're tucking your thumbs down because you don't want to go in front of that muzzle, go beside it. Right? Remember, the dangerous ends are on the front and the back on a gun. The sights on a Ruger LCR are pretty shitty. I don't know if you can even call them sights. Trigger's pretty shitty. Yeah. The recoil is not bad on the moving part, but everything like wants to pinch you. The trigger and the trigger guard area wants to pinch you here. The back side of the web of your hand wants to pinch you. It's just not as pleasant gun to want to shoot. You know what? It's just a piece of shit, but whatever. He says, what, the Kel-Tec was okay. Yeah, well, it's okay for 5 shots, I guess. You know what? The Ruger ain't bad for 5 shots. The rest of it's kind of shitty. But you can look at the sights right there. Not really any sights, you can see. They're actually worse than revolver sights. It's the revolver sights on my 642. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't look at your sight. It's intuitive. Wait, is that the advice of the day?